So what's up YouTube, this is Max from M0 Productions, and today I have an analysis for the last round of the Micro Brick Battle Tournament, so let's get into it. So, the inherent worth for my entire, strike force was 77 points, and the entire worth of Phillips was 76 points, I think. So there's all that. Now let's see if I can remember exactly what happened. First turn I moved both of my cool wagons with the Nebel Warfers, and Philip moved his Chi-Ha. Turn number two, I moved my Panzer II Luchs, 2 Martyr 3s, and 2 Kubel wagons with the Nebel Warfers. Philip moved his Chi-Ha and attacked my Martyr 3, one of my Martyr 3s, and took it out. Turn number 3, I moved both my Kubel wagons, one of the Panzer II Luchs, and attacked the Chi-Ha and took it out. For turn number 3, Philip attacked my Kubel wagon, one of my Kubel wagons, and took it out. Turn number 4, I moved my Panzer II Luchs, both my Panzer II Luchs, 1 Kubel wagon, the Opel Blitz, and 2 Wesps. Turn number 4, Philip moved his Type 97 TK. Now, just looking at the first few turns, I think this is relatively okay. I don't know if there's anything exactly bad, although there's not really anything phenomenal about this. Now, for turn number 2, relatively structurally sound on my part, and I guess as good as he could get on Philip's part. He could have decided to move the Type 97 to see if he could take out more, but I think deciding to keep it and just moving the Chi-Ha was a very good decision on his part. Now, I think I would have been able to get away with moving only like one of the Panzer II Luchs up there and just attacking it with 1 artillery piece and 1 tank instead of moving all of those things out. Now, under this circumstance, I think it was just fine because there wasn't a lot of vehicles out in the open from my opponent that could actively retaliate within the next turn. So that was okay. Now I was able to move out and attack the Chi-Ha, and Philip, of course, moved his TK out and attacked the Kubel wagon. Actually, he didn't even have to move his TK, he just took out the Kubel wagon, which was a mistake on my part. Just not seeing that he was able to sight it from behind the tree and take it out, and that was another thing I should have taken into consideration. Then the next one, I move out. I think I ended up moving the truck back to the reserve to pick up one of the Pack 38s, and Philip moves his the TK. I moved all the stuff. I moved one of the Panzer II Luchs and attacked the TK, took it out, as well as moving the truck back towards the reserve, which I think was a good play. Then Philip moved his other Chi-Ha out and took out the Panzer II Luchs. Now this is where I moved my Panzer II thinking that I could hide and attack the TK, but Philip had just enough movement points to move around the building to take out my Panzer II, which was, I don't know, I don't think it was exactly a mistake, but it was definitely a blunder. Then I moved the truck back up with the Pack 38 along with the Kubel wagon and the 2 Wesps, and then attacked the Chi-Ha and took it out. Philip moves his staff car and attacks one of the Wesps and takes it out, which I don't know if he had to move as far as he did. It would have been okay to kind of move around, but I think that decisive attack was okay. In response to me taking out his staff car, Philip moves up 2 Hagos and attacks the one of the Kubel wagons, takes it out. I move up the truck with Pack 38. I think it looks like one of the Panzer II Luchs and one of the Wesps. and then I attack the Hago and I miss one of the Hagos. Philip moves his 2 Hagos and attack the Panzer II loose and take it out. That's where I moved up behind and decided to try and attack it, because I thought I had put it into kind of a tight spot, and I didn't. I missed 2 times. Yeah, I think I tried to attack it with artillery, and then I tried to hit it with a tank, and I missed both times, and then he was able to take it out. But he did move both of his tanks, which kind of left them vulnerable, so although it wasn't an exact win for me, it was a bit of an edge against Philip. Then I ended up moving the truck and attacking one of the Hagos, taking it out. Philip then moves his other Hago. I move my truck and take out the other Hago. Then Philip moves out both of 4th to last and 3rd to last Hagos. I move my truck, the Martyr 3, attack both Hagos and take them out. Now this was relatively risky, because what I tend to do with SPGs is I keep them kind of grounded in a single place, like artillery, and then I move other stuff, preferably tanks and support vehicles, to site for the SPGs. So really, the only way I use their movement points is to really move into a safer position. The reason this was risky was because I was taking away the Martyr 3's ability to fire by moving it, but it wasn't really that bad because I still had a bunch of artillery pieces and other SPGs, so I was really only using it as a spotter. Philip then moves his truck, and he brings out his, along with Type 97 or Type 92 75mm battalion gun, and then attacks the Martyr 3. Now Philip had a choice of either taking out the Opel Blitz or the Martyr 3, and I think he made the right choice with taking out the Martyr 3 instead of the Opel Blitz, because I mean, there are certain pros and cons to taking out either one. The Martyr 3 of course had substantial attack points and an advantage as being an SPG, so it has the ability to move, but it also has the ability to fire and not have a clear line of sight. Now the Opel Blitz also has some advantages, being able to transport artillery in and out, but also being able to use its amount of movement points as to act as a spotter. After that whole ordeal, I moved in the Stug 3s to site the truck along with the Opel Blitz that he decided not to take out. I took that truck out. Then he moves his Ho-Ro out. I move my 2 Stug 3s again. He moves his Ho-Ro, his Type 97 TK, attacks the truck and misses, and then also attacks one of the Stug 3s and takes it out. So I think that was the one where he was moving kind of down the right side. I move the other Stug 3 and attack and take out the Ho-Ro. He moves the Type 97 TK and then attacks and takes out the Stug 3. I move the truck, attack that Type 97 TK, take it out. He moves in his other Type 94 TK, attacks the truck and takes it out. So this was definitely kind of the fast-paced back and forth, where I moved one and took out the last one, and then he took out that one, and then I moved to another one, took out that one, with the constant move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, and then we had, I don't know, each 3 less vehicles or whatever. Now sometimes this is the only thing you can do or the best option, but it is always good to kind of plan ahead and think about what your mission objective is and what vehicles and assets and stuff you have to complete that objective and what you will be needing compared to the short-term kind of self-preservation goals. Then, this is where things kind of get confusing. I think I moved my two Panzer IVs. Philip moves his Type 94 in his truck, and it looks like he destroyed my Panzer IV, but then when I looked at it, the two other Panzer IVs were destroyed in my notes, but I only had 4, and I still left with 2, and 1 didn't even make it out of the reserve. So I'm confused, but what I think happened, what I ended up going with is Philip just moving those vehicles and not destroying the Panzer IVs. I moved the Panzer IVs, attack the TK and take it out. Philip moves one of his Otsus. I think, yeah, one of the Otsus. I move my Panzer IVs. He moves his Otsu and his truck. I move my Wesp and attack the Otsu, take it out with artillery. He moves his other, I think, yeah, he moves his other Type 94 TK, his truck, attacks and takes out the Wesp. I move my Panzer IVs. Philip attacks, well, he moves his Type 94 TK and attacks one of the Panzer IVs and misses all 4 times. Then Philip moves the truck and 2 of the Hagos, his last 2 Hagos. I move my Panzer IV. I moved, I think, only one of my Panzer IVs then. Philip moves his truck. I moved one of my Panzer IVs, attacked the other Hago, took it out. Then Philip moves his truck, attacks one of the Panzer IVs, takes it out. At this point I only have 2 Panzer IVs left, 1 in reserve and 1 out in the field. I move that Panzer IV, attack the truck, take it out. Philip moves his Otsu, I move my Panzer IV. Philip moves his Otsu again, I move my Panzer IV, attack the Otsu, take it out, and then win. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you found this helpful. I know it's probably just rambling, but yeah, next week I will have another tactics video, so I will see you then.